Sports, when you've got a great ball club. Sports, when you're leaving it all on the field. Sports, you like your team's chances. Sports, to survive and advance in sports. For the teams you love and the teams you love to hate. Oh, it's Sports Channel 8. Sports Channel 8.
As the theme song ended, I actually can't hear it. Still working on our setup there, so I don't know when the theme song ended. I could see you guys bobbing your head, so I knew it was happening, but I did not know.
Now
Actually, you're good. All right, we are good. Welcome in to Sports Channel 8, the streaming. We are live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Twitter and Facebook. Facebook and YouTube are where you can comment if you want to. Twitter, you can reply to us, but we can't see it in real time, so. Oh, there it is. All right, sorry. Just trying to push everything around the internet.
Is it meta now, Hayes? Are we going with meta?
Are we fully meta? We're fully.
Or is it Facebook powered by Meta? What I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's Meta, and I know that because later today, our guest Brenden Whitted and he and I are going to meet up in the metaverse, and we're going to go shopping at Walmart or whatever,
Absolutely
whatever lame stuff you can.
Have y'all seen the? Have you seen? You may be commenting on this. Have you seen the workups of what it's supposed to look like to go shopping in the meta world, where you have the virtual reality and you're like picking up a turkey and putting it in your thing?
No, I haven't seen the joint yet. Is it as weird as it sounds? Because it sounds very
yes, but it's all like, why are we simulating things that we're trying to get rid of? Like, if the whole point is for me to not walk through the store pushing a cart, why am I virtually walking through the store pushing a cart? So
why? Because of who's designing the metaverse. That's why. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate. But yeah, it's like what's the game when you go to like you're at a restaurant or an arcade or whatever, the little like crane game where you dip the hand into the pile of like toys. It doesn't grab anything. That's what the metaverse is going to be like. Like, you're going to be trying to pick up like some Clark bars off the shelf of your metaverse Walmart. You're not going to be able to get them, and you're still going to get charged for the attempt to buy your granola bars or whatever.
When they have football games in the metaverse, and like everything that could be conceived of is like digital, and because it's in the metaverse, they're still going to have the chain guys on the sideline come out and like pull it back. It's like, wait, what are we doing?
Jeff Fisher is still 8-8 in the metaverse too. Matt Rule is still a bad football coach in the metaverse too.
This is Sports Channel 8, the streaming. If you haven't already, subscribe to us on Facebook, follow at Channel 8 Sports. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Channel 8 Sports. You can also get this as a podcast on Apple and Spotify. We are up and running there. First episode already up. And today is a Wednesday episode. In the house today, we have Trust the Moose. Weather Moose, say what's up.
What's going on?
Josh Goodson, the Clemson free throw truther. Buzz City Burgers, Brian Geisinger. Uncle Baby Benny, shout out Ben Swain to Righteous Gemstones. And our guest, H.U. Cosell on Twitter, our good friend Brenden Whitted. Also, we are sponsored by Movement Mortgage, at least for one episode. We'll see how it goes. If you're interested in sponsorships of Sports Channel 8, hit us up at sportschannel8nc@gmail. I did already have somebody who runs a media organization in the state of North Carolina reach out and ask if we'd be interested in appearing on their platform. So those opportunities are coming. We're going to crank this thing up. We'll be doing it and hopefully getting bigger and bigger. So today we'll hit some topics, and then on Wednesdays we always play Sports Channel 8, the game show, which is a lot of fun. But let's start with some relevant topics. First of all, we are in ACC country, so let's talk a little ACC hoops last night. Or do you want to jump straight to the big news in the ACC, which is we might be looking for a new head coach? I don't know. Where do we want to go with this?
I thought we were going to start with Sean Payton and what that does to the Carolina Panthers.
Are the Panthers hiring Sean Payton?
That would be good. That would actually be the only thing worthy of talking about Sean Payton.
No, but I do think that wasn't Kevin James didn't he just star in a recent Sean Payton
Drops Friday. Peyton out here playing chess, man. Y'all better catch up.
Let's
catch up.
When they make I just want to get this on the record. When they make the Matt Rule movie, and there's going to be so many good names that you can come up with a title for that. I also want Kevin James to play Matt Rule. Yeah, he's going to have to grow out a little facial hair, and he'll be ready to go.
I want Kevin James to actually coach the Panthers instead.
I would take it. The guy looks like he knows the game a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Matt Rule does have sort of like a Paul Blart vibe on the sidelines, so it works honestly.
I said at the time, I'm not watching that Sean Payton movie, but if they called it Paul Blart Football Coach, I might be curious to watch. But maybe that's what we'll call the Matt Rule regime in Carolina, Paul Blart Football Coach.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. All right. Anything? Last night, Brad Brownell was mad because they only shot one free throw. We had the question. Duke only shot 13 free throws. Josh Goodson, Clemson got a good deal, right?
In the long line of teams getting screwed playing at Cameron, last night is like they're at the back of the list. They're not even getting into the club. They're being told to go somewhere else. I mean, get out of here. Duke only shot 13 free throws. That's a good night at Cameron.
That's true.
Yeah, that's me.
Wonder what the average free throw disparity is. Also, when's the last time we had a clock issue in Cameron? Like, that's way off brand for them now. It's been like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow.
That used to be their go-to. Forget this foul stuff. Clock malfunctions were like Cameron's jam.
That takes me back thinking about that. Yeah, it was like the second possession of the game. There was there was malfunction, right?
Last night?
Yeah, wasn't there?
Oh, maybe I missed it.
They had to like stop that. I mean, I was at the game. I should know, but I'm pretty sure like on the Duke's first possession of the game, they had to like the shot clock didn't start when it was supposed to on the second possession. I'm pretty sure there was like a brief pause. So it was
just a branding moment. They just get him over in the first half now. Like, all right, clock issue. All right, it's like crazy towel guy. Like, all right, do your thing.
Yeah.
We had a clock issue. Now let's move on with the game.
Yeah.
Louisville, is it official, the word on Chris Mack? Is he out?
It's not official yet, but like I think we'll know if it's official by this afternoon. Like the reporting from Seth Davis at The Athletic, I know had this. Probably a lot of other people did too, but it was like last night they were finalizing negotiations, right, for the buyout or settlement, the separation agreement's going to be.
When am I getting my money?
Yeah. He's gonna pull a Dino Gaudio, just start demanding all kinds of money. But no, and then the board of trustees for U of L is meeting at 4:00 today, I think, to potentially approve of those terms. And if so, then yeah.
What happened there? Like when he was hired, wasn't it like no one?
It was a good
hire.
No, it was a good hire. Like he had been like very successful for a decade at Xavier, and they were like pretty darn good the first 2 seasons with him. I think I said this with you guys on Monday's show, but like I think you can make a case with this for Kevin Keats, but I'm not sure there's any other coach in the country that whose job status or sort of like coaching resume took more of more of a dip than with the 2020 tournament getting canceled. Like Louisville was literally ranked number 1 at one point that season. They would have been a 2 or 3 seed. And yeah, it's like if they make the Elite 8 or the Sweet 16, it's like what's happening now probably isn't taking place. But I don't know. He also got rid of his almost entire coaching staff after last season. So it was pretty obvious this was sort of a put up or shut up season. And it he got suspended for the first 6 games because of how he handled the extortion attempt by Dino Gaudio. And yeah, since he's come back, it has not gone.
I'm with Goodson, though. It still seems weird. He seemed like such a good coach. Like you mentioned, they had a good 2020, even though they didn't have a tournament to validate it. But how did it go so bad so quickly? Did he piss off fans and stuff? Is it just wins and losses?
I think there was some other stuff too. There was one time last season, Louisville got crushed by COVID outbreak. I mean, every team did last year. But I mean, I know Wake and Virginia Tech got hit hard too, but Louisville really got beat up. But then I think right around after that, remember that video came out? It's like he and I think Eric Wood, the former Louisville offensive lineman, and they're hanging out there. They look like they've had a couple of
That's
beers.
right. Yes.
And they're like talking crap about Calipari. They're not wearing masks. And it was coming at a time, I think, where Louisville was either having COVID issues or was about to have COVID. It just was like the optics of it were like bad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think that was something else that just, you add it to the pile, you know?
All right. Around the room, who will.
Let's not forget his most famous moment as a coach, which was being up by like 30 at halftime against Zion. And
well, you know,
losing that game in regulation.
No lead was really safe against that team. Is the lesson to be learned there? That was an unbelievable game. Yeah, 29. That was his first season at Louisville.
Didn't he fall apart against Virginia one time too? Was it like 8 points? And like 15 seconds late or something.
DeAndre Hunter hit the shot at the end. It was the same season. Those games happened probably like a couple weeks apart from one another.
Speaking of season, Mark Wood apparently enjoying hunting season. He's commenting a big buck there.
That was
producer Mark Wood. Go get you a 12-pointer there, buddy. Go around the room. Who will or who should be the next Louisville coach? We'll finish with you, Brian Geisinger, because you might have a legit answer. Who do you want to see, Moose?
Run it back, Rick Pitino.
Man, that was mine.
He should do that.
Goodson, you got a Louisville coach for us?
It was in the Slack earlier, but the Gottman would fit in really well in Louisville. They're used to being a little shady and such, and to go up against Calipari every year, the Gottman would crush it there.
Brenden, who do you want to see in Louisville?
Roy Williams.
Yeah.
There it is.
I like it.
I could see it.
A little spicy. Just
I couldn't see it, but it'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Wayne.
There's no chance that Roy would ever wear the 3 stripes. Come on,
That's true.
That's
true.
Completely out of the question. That's not going to happen.
That's true.
I don't know. Here's a name that probably not a lot of people are going to talk about, but I think he would be a really good fit for Louisville. Good with media, good with players. I think Scott Padgett, right? Like just a name, throw that out there. He'd probably be pretty good for that program. No, I would love nothing more than for them to hire Dino Gaudio. That would be the greatest thing of all time if they hired Dino Gaudio.
Before I get your answer, Brian Geisinger, I'll take Calipari. Well, like he hadn't done anything interesting in like 5 years. That would be a very interesting move. I like Calipari jumping over there. Brian Geisinger, any legit candidates you see? I know Louisville fans want Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, the names that are getting floated around are like big names, right? Like Kenny Payne, an assistant with the.
You said big names. What's a Kenny Payne?
The dude from SportsCenter?
He's been an assistant with Kentucky and with the New York Knicks, but also Will Wade. Bruce Pearl.
They're just inviting NCAA violations.
Nate Oates too. So I don't know. All of those guys would be like awesome hires. So, but yeah, we'll see. Because I don't know if you can I guess the point of also doing this now with Mac is, I guess you get to the front of the line, right? Or maybe the situation did become untenable. And it seemed like it was maybe trending in that direction, but also this way you get to the front of the line for coaching hires, I guess, right? And Louisville is still a big name brand, so they should be able to hire a good coach here. They should be able to do this. Although I also think Louisville has an interim AD right now because Vince Tyra left like a month ago.
Yeah.
So
Swain, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, BG, is there anyone that's currently doing like a studio show or working in media? Because I hear that's all the rage right now. Somebody from the media.
It is.
I do know if they go after Will Wade, they better come with a strong ass offer.
Yeah,
you got to make a strong ass offer if you're coming to Will Wade.
What about? We didn't even mention this. What about Brad Brunell? Because obviously he's the best coach in the country. He can get past the referees. He's going to win it. Look, man, I'm actually. We didn't spend any time talking about that. And I'm kind of pissed off about it because you don't come into Cameron and complain about the referees when Paulo Banchero has 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes and Joey Baker has 4 fouls. Like Duke's got to play with their best player with 4 fouls. Come on.
Yeah. Also, like that game. I mean, Kay said it after the game, and I actually think like it was a little sort of tongue in cheek. Where Kay was like, "Wow, I'll tell you what, basketball's gotten really physical these days." And like that was literally the first thing he said was like, "Wow, that was a tough loss for them, great win for us." And I'll tell you what, basketball's gotten really physical these days. And like, I mean, Clemson was as physical as you could possibly be. Like there was very little freedom of movement for Duke cutters and Duke drivers last night. Like I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say that like this was like the reffing was shaded either way. I'm just saying like Clemson played very physical and fouled a lot in that game. Most of them didn't get called.
Imagine being a head coach complaining about officiating in Cameron when there's 30 seconds left in the game and you have 3 fouls to get.
I will say he did get teed up to ask, like, it was like 2/3 of the way through his press conference. He hadn't mentioned it yet. One of the Clemson beat reporters asked him a question that was basically like,
"They're the best.
I'm going to give you a platform for you to be like mad about the refs." And like that was
my favorite was he clearly said his comment of like, "Yeah, we shot 1 free throw, but that's not the first time it's happened in here." And then when Duke put out the quotes from the press conference, they had we only shot 1 free throw, but they left off that's not the first time that's happened here. Hey, we're the home team. We're putting out the quotes. We decide which ones make it.
Is Duke is good, but they're not like scary good, like normal first in the ACC. I mean, are they going to make the Final Four, or are they going to be like a K team that's going to be gone in the first, maybe the second weekend? I can't really figure out Duke. Like, it's crazy as that sounds.
It seems like they should be scary. I'm with you.
They were also
they're not scary.
Hold on. They were also missing one of their best players last night too.
It's true.
Like Trevor Keels is not playing, and like they didn't get to the rim much last night, and Keels is their like rim pressure guy. So they're not playing like with a full deck necessarily. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any outside of like maybe. I don't know if there's any team like that in college basketball this year either.
Yeah, it's funny. I was reading. Good to your question, man. I was reading a lot last night about, is Duke that good? What's wrong with Duke? And I'm watching this while Auburn is a coaching like an absolute stupidest coaching decision I've ever seen in my entire life, away from losing to Missouri. Kentucky's blowing a 15-point lead in the second half and going to overtime. Like it is. And we know this around here. Same thing with Carolina. It's always what's wrong with Duke, what's wrong with Carolina, and it's never what's wrong with all these other teams that are having the exact same issue. So you can't really sit here and say, like, is Duke going to be a Final Four team? You don't know, because, like, who looks good?
It's also the tournament is so random, right? Yeah. It's like, is Duke good enough? Is Duke good enough to, like, make the Final Four? Like, yeah, obviously. But it's like, it's hard to win 4 games in a row. Like once the tournament starts, like it just gets really random. So
when Wake Forest is 17-4, that kind of tells you that like
they're scary. Kind of weird. Wake Forest is scary. They're scary good.
They are kind of good though, for real.
They're fun to watch. All right, we may have some more sports topics, but I know some people have tuned in specific. Well, actually, we've totally screwed this up. We're like
we've screwed this up.
Yeah, we're the #1 local news channel, and we did not lead with weather. You got to be leading with weather right now.
Yeah.
We need somebody on the field, but we legit do have a weatherman on staff. People think we're joking. Moose is a legit weather person. He is now going to break down the chances of snow this weekend. Moose, what you got for us?
Boom. There it is right here. Dusting the 2 inches in the triangle. I don't want to blow this up or pop your balloon already. 2 to 3 inches sort of farther northeast and up to 5 inches in northeastern North Carolina this weekend, boys. This is the first official snow forecast map you're going to see. And then, there's always snow in the mountains. Nobody's worried about the mountains.
Wait, what's going on in the mountains, Moose?
What do you mean? There's like
get out of here.
No.
There's plenty of terrain features going on. If you ride the mountains up, there's nooks and crannies here that don't get snow. So that's what we got going on, fellas.
Our good friend.
That's as realistic a map as you're going to see.
Watch the Outer Banks slander, Goodson, because our good friend Sam Walker, the voice of the Outer Banks, confirms that he was leading with snow again. And this would mean if your map holds, that would be like 2 straight weekends that the Outer Banks are getting mad snow, where Roxborough is getting nothing. All right, I see you've got Wake County getting a dusting, but earlier today you put on a map that said 20 to 40% chance of over 4 inches, Moose. Don't hold back on us.
No. You got to hedge. You got to hedge, Perm. If there's one thing I've learned being around you guys, always hedge your bets. So 20 to 40% here. I don't think it's very likely,
That's
though.
true. Well,
Randy wants to know if Joko will be closed for a week.
They weren't closed for a week last time, Randy. Come on, man.
Fake news, Randy. Fake news.
I'm excited for season 3 of the Outer Banks on Netflix, and there's going to be a snow episode next season. But like they're going to be like snowboarding in it too, because that TV show is just like geographically not reliable or consistent.
You remember when they took the ferry to Chapel Hill?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. It's just like it's very obvious that they're in Charleston, South Carolina the entire time. It's just like painfully obvious. And also Moose doesn't cover the mountains in North Carolina because Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel is our Western NC weather correspondent.
For those who are longtime listeners, you'll never forget when we had the chance of snow and it was Saturday morning and Cantori was just up in Asheville. So we were joking that they were throwing a parade for him.
He was in Boone.
Boone. We hit up his producer to try and get him on and he jumped on with us. Cantori. Always at the ready for an appearance. So, all right, I'll give you a smorgasbord of quick topics if you want to discuss them. Do you care about the Baseball Hall of Fame?
No.
The voters are bad, though.
Can we just say it's stupid? I mean,
very dumb.
It was real easy when you were leaving out some random dude who may have made it anyway and may or may not have taken steroids. When you're leaving Barry Bonds and Clemens out of your Hall of Fame,
it's like
a joke.
I mean, Bonds is the best player to ever play baseball. He's
while putting in Ortiz, while also putting in Ortiz, who also popped up on that same report. So I don't know what we're doing here. It's a fun game we're all playing where we're just deciding the ones that we didn't do it. That's really all it is. Whenever they start referencing Barry Bonds and his cantankerous relationship with the media, who cares? What in the world does that have to do with how well he played? It's just people in their feelings not wanting to it gets more and more personal and less about the game. And when you have that, then it turns into a popularity contest and that devalues the entire thing. You know what I mean? That now it's prom king and queen turns, right? It's cool, but this doesn't actually matter.
Also, do you remember a couple of years ago? It was a while ago when this happened. This was probably 8 or 9 years ago at this point. Do you remember when Dan Le Batard, who at the time was the Hall of Fame voter, he farmed his vote out to Deadspin comment, people who comment on Deadspin, and then he obviously got he lost his vote for that. But it's we've known for a long time that this process is pretty dumb and pretty bad, and it's just it's never going to change. The immortal gargoyle class of America will continue to lord over this process. And these things will continue to happen.
But it's kind of indicative of baseball now, though, right? It's kind of a perfect representation for baseball. There was a time when being a first ballot Hall of Famer was a really big deal. There was a time when baseball mattered nationally like that. It doesn't anymore. It's more of a niche sport, right? So it's kind of really endemic of where the sport is, honestly.
The one thing I do like is in looking at the reaction of the people who get screwed, right? You're like, man, Barry Bonds is the best player in the history of the game. He should absolutely be in there. Roger Clemens, man, one of the best pitchers ever. Get his name out of that. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Get down to Curt Schilling, and you're like,
he's got no juice, man. Rogers
definitely be in there. Yeah,
Rogers and Djokovic.
I do like that Curt Schilling has fallen off the list of people that we want to keep up for.
He's got no juice, man.
Well, I will say, I don't know if y'all saw Bomani Jones on Costas this week. He sort of opens with a little video or an essay that he delivers. And his essay this week was put Schilling in the Hall of Fame. He was because it shouldn't be a popularity contest. And B, I didn't realize Schilling had done this. Schilling has sort of made it where I don't want the writers to put me in because I don't respect the writers. So I'll only go in if the Veterans Committee goes in, sort of he knew what was happening to try and spin it in his favor. And so Bomani was kind of well, A, we shouldn't be doing this, moral stuff anyway. It's the the best baseball players should be in our Hall of Fame, but also don't let Schilling get his way, because then he's just gonna. Because he said he's not gonna come if the writers put him in. It's like, dude, don't let him do it. Like, put Schilling in and make him truly turn down the offer if that's what he says he's gonna do.
It's just Kurt Schilling can't get any juice anymore. Like Aaron Rodgers took the crown, Novak Djokovic took the crown, John Stockton. Out of nowhere, you know,
bro, dude, like, it was like, what? Stockton? Bro.
he retired to Spokane, Washington. We were never going to hear from this guy ever again. But I don't know. You watch enough YouTube videos, and all of a sudden you're in national headlines again.
And he's still not the most problematic between him and Karl Malone.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody pointed out that.
No, you mean redacted, I think it's
Somebody said, man, for years I always wondered, how do Stockton and Malone have such great chemistry? They just don't seem like they would get along. Like, look, they always had a lot more in common than we ever knew. Even we were judging them on just straight appearance looking at the dudes. We never knew that they actually have a lot of their DNA the same. All right. Does anybody want to talk about Sean Payton?
No.
All right. Then let's move on. We'll wrap up with a quick version of the Wednesday.
Whoa.
What?
NC State leading the college football playoff now. Boo
Oh,
Corrigan.
yeah. That really was at the top of my list to talk there. Sorry, I do have that. Boo Corrigan is leading the college football playoff committee. Everything's coming up Goodson. There's no way State gets left out next year, right?
There. Yeah,
Isn't that the worst possible person to advocate for NC State? Because he hasn't done it once during
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. Seriously.
Debbie Yao was out there giving congratulations. She was like, "Oh, this is awesome. Lee Fowler was the head of the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee, and Boo Corrigan's the head of the College Football Playoff Committee. Man, we're one of only 2 schools to have both those." And meanwhile, you're like, was she subtly pointing out that she didn't get asked to do either of those? Like, I think maybe that's the case. Yeah, what if Boo Corrigan is in there, like, State's 11-1, and he's like, I know they beat Clemson, but that was early in the year, and now Clemson, is looking good right now. I know they weren't in the AC championship game, but I think we got to put Clemson in there, guys.
Well, he's also looking at Dave Doran's bonus, right? If he makes the college football playoff, it's like, you know what? Got to save some money this year, boys.
Also, Boo could be pulling Boo may be at NC State for 15 years, or he may be on the phone negotiating with like LSU. Like, hey, I help you out now. You help me out in a couple years. Let's make this work. Swinging deals. But it is interesting. State fans don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but they enjoy playing the conspiracy theory of like the world's against us, the powers that be are against us. So it'll be tougher to play that card with Boo Corrigan there, right?
No.
Goodson, are you going to attend any college football playoff meetings? I know you can't be in the room, but like they have them in hotels. Like you could just go stay at the hotel.
I'm surprised people haven't done that more, to be honest with you.
I could see like certain fan bases, but yeah, get a bunch of people walking around that hotel in red blazers just to remind Boo Corrigan what's up.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of like Alabamans named Bear Bryant, like just like wandering around the lobby of the hotel trying to think
with the hat.
A lot of January 6 vibes. A lot of January 6 vibes. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, bro.
Goodson would only go if they held it like in a casino somewhere. Which
That's true.
Yes, Goodson will definitely be there.
Are they held in an open carry state? Like, can you just be walking around with your side piece, just standing outside the door, waving as they close the doors? All right, before you vote, just want to say good luck, guys. All right. Anyway. All right. Let's quickly move to today's Sports Channel 8 The Game Show. And we actually have some music for that, I believe. But once again, I can't hear the music. So we're working. But you're going to like this one. Is it playing? No?
Nope.
Dang, what am I doing? Here we go. Yes? Playing? All right, it is Sports Channel 8, The Game Show, the most successful game show in streaming history. It's got 2 rounds. And right now, to tell us how it works and to lead us, the game show host, Ben Swain. What's going on? Oh, wait. Oh, God, I got more sounds. I need to play these things.
Was that a tape deck? Did you just pop in a cassette tape?
No, I've got I was showing off my I got sad trombone there.
I was pretty sure I heard a cassette tape in there.
No, that's just the creak of my chair. When Swain makes a joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Brenden, this is your second time doing the Sports Channel 8 game show, right?
It is. It
Right.
is.
That's right.
That's crazy, man.
I appreciate y'all inviting me back, man. This is always a good time.
So here's how this works. We've got each of us have come up with questions in a specific category, except for Moose, right? Moose has no questions to ask. So it's me, Permar, BG, and Goodson. Each have questions in our category. So you're going to pick from each of us, and then you're going to get to go one more. So you get 5 questions that you get right, that you get asked, right? Each one you get correct, you earn a clue towards our mystery rounds, which is guess. Does it have to be an athlete?
We'll say somebody with North Carolina ties, but yeah, for now we're going athletes.
So we have a bonus round with somebody that with North Carolina ties we've selected, and it's locked away in a vault right now. So you cannot know. We have not told Brenden anything before this show. So if you get 5 right, you get 5 clues towards the final answer here, and that's how you.
I like it.
The prize is Moose will up the percentage of the likelihood of you getting to go. That's the prize, or reduce, whichever one you want. You get to pick.
Yeah.
So Goodson, what is your category?
Pack pros.
Pack pros. BG, what is your category?
The famous 2016-2017 Charlotte Hornets.
Let's dig in. Let's lock in. Fantastic.
Permar, what is your category?
Disney movies. Since everyone needs to go to check out the Sports Channel 8 TikTok, we're up and running, Channel 8 Sports, and we're doing a parody of the Disney song that's hot right now. No, we don't talk about Bruno, so we did They Don't Talk About Aho. So it was a shameless plug. We got Disney movies, but I don't know any new Disney movies. You can trust that these are going to be older Disney movies.
Okay. All right.
And my category is the Hall of Fame. So that is so you'll get to pick one from each of those categories, and you'll get to double up on one to get to your 5 questions. So where do you want to start, Brenden Whitted? Which category are you going to go with first?
I'm going right back at you with the Hall of Fame.
All right, Hall of Fame. So we're actually not going to talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame. We're going to talk about a Hall of Fame that is entirely dedicated to performance-enhancing drugs, and that is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Seriously, can you imagine, no, Jim Morrison, we're not going to let you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You use drugs.
We wrote that song. All right, here's my question for you. When you think North Carolina music, beach music is typically right there at the top of the list. When you think beach music, you think chairman of the board, not from North Carolina, but North Carolina legends. Triad area native Clarence Avant was given the 2021 Ahmet Ertegun Award, I believe that's how you say that, for his contributions to the music industry, thus putting him in the 2021 Hall of Fame induction class. Here's my question. For which record label did Avant serve as chairman of the board?
Okay.
And also, do we tell them you can 2 times?
Oh, yeah,
you can
trust the Moose. If you're stumped and you want help, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm a 100% do that. Trust the Moose.
All right. So I'm. It's a play on his name here, and he served as the chairman of the board of Avant-Garde Broadcasting.
All right. Agree or disagree?
Okay. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to agree. Sure.
You are incorrect.
Oh, man.
Climax, North Carolina native Clarence Avant was the chairman of the board of Motown. Motown.
Okay. I didn't know. I did not know that at all. I had no idea. Sure. Okay.
There's actually a really good Netflix documentary on him called The Black Godfather. I had seen that preview. I had never actually seen that. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's a bet. Yeah. I had no idea what his name was. So
I can tell
Motown.
I can tell that Moose had no idea, though.
North Carolina.
I was like, yeah.
You know where Climax is? It's
it was in the mountains on Moose's map.
No, I messed up the joke. There's some like North Carolina saying like Middlesex is halfway between somewhere and climax.
Yeah.
North Carolina, yeah. So I don't know if there's a 4-play North Carolina. I forget what the starting city is, but
all right, Brenden is 0 for 1. Where are we going next, man?
Let me go with BG real quick, man.
All right. Here we go. So on the 2016-2017 Hornets team, a truly unremarkable professional basketball team. That year, the Charlotte Hornets were led by their all-star point guard in three-point percentage, Kemba Walker. He shot 39.9% from threes. It's pretty good. Among their rotation players, though, and I'll give you a hint, who was second on the team in three-point percentage, and this is someone that like shot three-pointers for them as well. And the hint is he mostly came off the bench, and he was from Italy. Who was second on the 2016-2017?
Marco Bellinelli?
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
Or in the words of Stephanie Reddy, Bellinelli.
Oh, man. I love Stephanie Reddy, man.
Yeah.
She was quite a treat. Thank you, man. That was a good one.
Bellinelli.
Hey,
All right, so we're 1
go.
for 2. You got 3 more to go here. Where are we going next?
Okay. I'm going with Hayes.
all right, Disney movies. The greatest Disney movie of all time is Aladdin, of course. Everyone knows that. And a guy by the name of Scott Weinger, maybe Winger, I don't know, Weinger, is the voice of Aladdin in the greatest Disney movie, Aladdin. But that was not the first time we had met Scott Weinger. What popular 90s sitcom was he a recurring character on? He wasn't a main character, but he became a recurring minor character. And I'll give you a hint. This show was talked about recently because of a famous star that passed away. What 90s show did the voice of Aladdin show up in? Looks like Moose knows.
Golden Girls?
Before you ask, why don't you trust the Moose?
Trust the Moose.
How rude, Brenden.
Oh, wow.
The show
Full
was
House.
Full House. He was
Wow.
Steve.
Wait, which one was Steve? Who was Steve on that show?
Just do you trust the Moose or not?
I mean, yeah, I trust him, but I don't remember a Steve on Full House. But all right.
That is correct. It was DJ's boyfriend in later years. Like he showed up once they needed to like start spicing the character. Shout out to Jessica Fagan, ACC legend. She went to Wake Forest. She's loving Wake athletics right now. But actually, she's up near you in the DC area, Brenden. So shout out to Jessica for listening and answering right. Look, Randy H had it. That's DJ's boyfriend, Steve. Yes, Steve is the voice of Aladdin. And it is weird.
I guess I wasn't up on my Full House cast member list as much as I should have been. My bad, guys. My bad.
It's all right. Every now and then if you see an old Full House and you see Steve and like you hear the voice, you're like, oh yeah, that's Aladdin. So we're gonna give him the point on that one. Swain.
I did not put that together.
Right.
Good. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
That's 2 for 3. 2 for 3. We're 2 clues towards getting Brenden the final answer here. We got 2 more to go. Go to Goodson, and then you got to pick your bonus one.
All right. In 1982, Pac Pro Andy Andrews and his partner John Sadri came up short in the Australian Open doubles finals. Currently, the Australian Open is taking place, and we are down to 4 men left on the men's side. Not that you would know because ESPN isn't airing it live, and you have to go to ESPN Plus. And I wish it was on every morning when we woke up, but that's another issue. Name 2 of the 4 men remaining on the men's side of the Australian Open.
Man, I have not been keeping up with that at all.
Because it's not on ESPN. If it was on
I
ESPN,
usually would just turn it, but I haven't been.
There was a fantastic quarterfinal match this morning that no one really saw unless you got on ESPN Plus.
Now I'm kicking myself. I'll go with Nadal.
Nadal is one of the 4.
Okay.
He is going for he's going to try to break the tie. They're all tied with 20 Grand Slams.
Right. I was going to say they're all tied. He's kind of old. I don't know if I'm gonna go with my boy Fed. I'm gonna go with Fed.
Roger Federer is not in the Australian Open this year.
I haven't watched it at all.
The other three remaining are Matteo Berrettini, who I believe was a Wimbledon finalist last year.
No. Matteo Berrettini was second in 3-point percentage for the Charlotte Hornets in 2016, 2017. I know him.
We just talked about him a second ago.
Also, Medvedev is in it, who won the U.S. Open, and then Tsitsipas.
Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know any of those people, so I wouldn't have gotten those anyway. So I'm confident with my terrible guess.
We're 2 for 4 here. You get to pick your bonus one. You can either do the obvious one and pick BG's Hornets trivia, or you can be interesting and pick one of the other 3.
That's what's up. BG, if I could hit that
Hit the old money button here. Okay. All right. As you may be aware, Cody Zeller, who's now with the Portland Trail Blazers, has been out. Once again, he's injured. Tends to be a thing that happens with him, unfortunately. Cody,
it wasn't his nose this time, was it? I know he got hurt, but it was
not his nose. I believe it's his knee this time, but he's had like every. The man stays being hurt. But yeah, Cody Zeller got hurt in the middle of that season, the 2016-2017 season, which may potentially cost the Hornets a spot in the playoffs, but and then they eventually used their lottery pick to draft Malik Monk. But he missed 20 games that season as the starting center. Name one of the 3 guys that filled in for him as a starting center that season. There's 3 possibilities to choose from. They're all very tall. None of them are very good at basketball. And all you have to do is name one of them, and you have it correct.
I'm trying to remember those teams. What that team would have been. No, that's too far. I'm going to go with – is he still there? Biombo. I'm going to go with Biombo. I don't know if he was there yet.
It was not. Unfortunately, no. Bismack was enjoying the first year of his massive 2016 offseason contract with the Orlando Magic. The 3 options were Dr. Roy Hibbert.
I forgot about that.
I forgot he played for them.
Spencer Hawes, the leader of MAGA NBA, and of course, one Frank Kaminsky would have been the other options.
Yeah, I've erased all that from my memory.
Yeah,
MIB style. So,
That season was awesome when they would play like Spencer Hawes and Frank Kaminsky together, and I have to remind myself that wasn't that long ago when I get to watch Miles Bridges and PJ Washington play power forward and center for them now. Those Bridges can do backflip dunks during the game, and Roy Hibbert was tripping walking up the court that season. So
I forgot Roy Hibbert played for us completely.
Dr. Hibbert, man.
Hey, BC, if Cody Zeller had gone to Carolina, would he have had any overlap with Andrew Platek?
He unfortunately, no, he would not have.
Okay, I didn't know if that's where Brenden was getting the confusion because Platek and hurt his nose.
Platek's hurt right now, by the way. Just I know you care, but it's not his nose. He's out with an ankle injury. Okay.
All right, we're going to final round. What Brendan's got 2 clues. Correct?
Only 2 clues.
Only 2 clues.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to give easy clues, Josh? Since there's only 2.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
That's
will.
what Brenden gets to do. Brenden gets to pick who gives him the clues, right? So, whoever you think is going to give you the best clues to get this guy or female in 2 guesses or 2 clues. Who do you want to play with? Who's your final round partner here?
Definitely Hayes. 100% Hayes.
All right, first.
That's a good pick.
First,
Hayes,
yes, you can
2
come.
clues.
You get a guess after each clue.
Yeah.
So you can erase one. So all right, since we're trying to get it in 2, I mean I could go super easy, but yeah, I'm going. Screw you, Goodson. Transfer. We're going transfer as the first clue. Person with North Carolina ties, but the first clue is transfer.
You get 1 word, Hayes. 1 word.
I was just reminding him that.
No, you get 1 word.
I remember reminding him that the category is somebody with North Carolina ties, but my clue is transfer.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a guess.
Now I'm feeling bad that that's not obvious, but
I can hear Hayes' hell beast of the
Yes.
dog.
Sorry, my horse is barking.
Martin. Oh, no.
It's
No,
incorrect.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah.
That's all right. You get another clue.
You get another clue. Who do you want to give it to? Who do you want the clue for?
BG.
Okay. Auburn.
Come on. You got this.
Transfer in Auburn. Those are your two clues.
I'm blanking, and it's really embarrassing because apparently this is very obvious. But
I think if you had one more clue, like it would probably.
But you don't.
But I don't.
But you don't.
I don't.
No, I do think it's fitting that you're not remembering this person because neither did Roy Williams. The answer is Walker Kessler. The answer is Walker.
Oh, wow.
Kessler.
Okay, sure. I mean, obviously, sure, yes.
He's having. By the way, he's playing well for Auburn this year. Like Kessler might be a first round pick in the draft.
I mean, isn't he playing like really well?
Yeah, he's playing really well.
Yeah.
He's like shooting threes this year. He's not making them.
I was like, he's not shooting threes well. If that was the one knock, then Roy could be like, we shouldn't have let you shoot threes. If it was just about playing more time, then he's maybe got some beef.
He's blocking well, and also Day'Ron Sharp's had some nice moments for the Brooklyn Nets. Maybe shouldn't have been bringing those guys off the bench for like a combined 22 minutes per game last season.
Yeah,
just a thought.
It's crazy that he's now starting on an NBA roster. like he's. I know with COVID and everything like that, but like still, it's weird.
And Walker Kessler is like a top 3 guy on like the number 1 team in the country. And
we are
first round draft pick.
We are in a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to assume that Jake Chesnick got it correct before we said it. So shout out to Jake there. That is Sports Channel 8. The game show. Big shouts to Jake, Jessica, Randy, Josh Graham, our good friend, Sam Walker, Mark Wood, everybody who commented today during the game. Make sure you always tune in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Thanks. Shout out to Movement Mortgage, our sponsor. If you want free money, just hit up Josh Goodson. You know where to find him. Goodson, what are rates like these today?
Whatever you need them to be.
Goodson has the ability to control. Josh, the Fed Goodson over there will find the rates you need. But seriously, hit him up for all your mortgage needs. Every one of us did. Brenden, I'm not sure if Brenden has yet. Well,
I'm in an apartment, so no.
We're using Movement though. That counts. We're close enough to you. And I'm not the decision maker in the large financial decisions for my family for good reasons. So sorry. But do hit up Movement Mortgage. He takes not only Wolfpack fans, but UNC fans, Duke fans, Clemson fans, anybody in this area. Josh Goodson is a great guy to work with. He just put BG in a new home, refied for Moose and Swain, and he's doing great work for everybody. So thanks to Movement, our sponsor. Thanks to Brenden Whitted, our guest. Anybody got anything else before we get out of here? All right.
Check me out on Bison Express. It's hubison.org or .edu. Sorry. We're the athletic department, the fundraising part of the athletic department. So we've been doing a really cool job of getting content out there and just read stuff, interviews, all that cool stuff. You can just go check it out.
By the way, Howard played Notre Dame really close a week ago, like really, really close. Notre Dame, obviously in Raleigh tonight, or is that game in South Bend against NC State?
It's in South Bend, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Goodson, you staying up for it?
Yeah.
That sounds real confident. Yeah. Regardless. Whatever happens,
is Mike Bray staying up for it? That's the That's the bigger question.
I think Bray's like feeling himself again now because they're like kind of good. Like he was, I was watching the. I don't know if there's a coach that has like a more like enjoyable sideline disposition.
He wore shorts last year. Do you remember this? He wore shorts during a game.
It was awesome. He just has like the old like I was watching the tape of them playing Clemson a couple weeks ago yesterday afternoon, and like with this guy Trey Wirtz for Notre Dame, like just like at the end of the shot clock, threw in like he was like falling out of bounds, like threw in this like a slop jumper, like had no business going in. And it happened right in front of Mike Bray. And he literally just threw up his hands and started laughing on the sideline. Because he was just like, that's a ridiculous shot for you to make. And I don't think there are too many coaches in the country. Like, every other coach would be, like, yelling to, like, get back on defense or whatever. and Bray was like, incredulous at the, this kind of like amazing shot that has just been hit in front of him. So I like Mike Bray, and I'm glad he's got like a squad again. But that was a really impressive showing from Kenny Blakeney and Howard last week, though.
We cannot mention Bray without mentioning the ACC Media Day, where Permard, this is early in the Sports Channel 8 days, early in the Sports Channel 8 days. Mike Bray sits down with us and goes, Channel 8, where are you guys from? And we said Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Raleigh, Channel 8. I knew that.
Yeah, totally pretends like Sports Channel. Oh yeah, I know you love you guys. Channel 8. Every time I'm in Raleigh, I'm like Channel 8. Like I appreciate you trying to. It's basically the reaction you give when somebody tells you that they work for CBS 17. Like, oh yeah, love you guys.
Spectrum, yeah.
I used to. I don't. Does the like now that Roy's retired? Does the Dadgum Roy account still tweet at all?
Oh, that's a good question.
I just used to love how they like that account treated Mike Bray as like he was like ran like a used Kia like car dealership. Like that was like Mike Bray's character on that Twitter account was that like Bray like Roy was always referring to him as like you ran this used car lot that I was sort of liked.
My prediction for tonight's game: State leads by 6 with about 8 minutes to go. They blow the lead and they're down 1, and it comes down to the final possession. Don't call timeout. Let Sebron cook with just straight out of the set. Do not call timeout. All right. Thanks so much once again for Brenden for joining us. Check out his work and stuff at Bison Express. Help support Howard Athletics. Check us out on TikTok. We got new content up there today at Channel 8 Sports. And again, you can follow us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. right here, wherever you're watching. You can just keep watching it. And the podcast will post a little bit later, Apple and Spotify. Fellas, have a good week. We'll talk to you Friday. Sports Channel 8. We out.
Sports, when you've got a great ball club. Sports.